Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Red. I got a video today from Nate the lawyer. I wanted to give a quick shout out to Nate. I know he was in the hospital trying to battle some things, and it seems he's okay now. He didn't post for a while, so I'm proud that you're back, brother. Happy to watch you.
All right, remember the story we did a couple of months ago about the woman who said this guy chased her down, kicked in her door, and assaulted her?
We covered the story with Nate last time.
He kicked in the door. I ran.
The wheelchair man just kicked in the door, and she ran after her.
Took me out.
Come to find out, when police catch the guy, he happens to be in a wheelchair, so he can't chase anybody down and can't assault anyone.
You said I kicked him.
Still arrest him.
And why is that a problem? Because I'm in a wheelchair.
Then police go and arrest him anyway, even though it's impossible for a man in a wheelchair to kick a door down and chase a woman down the street.
Can you imagine the man in a wheelchair just like, you put his foot up and just roll into the door and then somehow roll fast enough to kick that door open, and then her running out and just chasing her like I just can't imagine it.
On foot.
Especially when this man does not look like the athletic, like, wheelchair type.
It's a ruse, man. So I mean, it's an obvious attempt to not to go to jail. So
is this a joke?
41-year-old Charles Reed.
I hope this man sues and makes millions. It sucks because obviously it's millions from the taxpayer, but this man was wrong.
I don't have muscle control. I'm not. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Falls to the floor inside the College Park Police Department in March after an officer arrested him for a crime he did not commit.
Then after they arrest him, the woman comes forward and says, "It's obviously a mistake. You've got the wrong man. I was confused."
According to this email obtained by Charles' attorney, Catherine wrote to a College Park police detective this week asking to change her statement, writing, "My mental state and physical trauma in that moment worked to confuse me. Please contact me at your convenience so I can edit the information in the report and clear the name of an innocent man."
So now we have an update. What happened to the police officers who arrested an innocent man? Was the woman who made the false report ultimately charged? Did the guy in the wheelchair get any money? Let's talk about it. Here's a quick personal update before I get into the insanity of this case. Now, about 4 weeks ago, I was hospitalized for a massive brain tumor.
I'm so happy, brother, that you recovered. And like I almost got tears of joy right now that I see this video got posted a couple days ago, and I was just like, oh, he's back!
Rushed into emergency surgery, and it took about 12 hours for the doctors to get the tumor out of my head. So that's why if you look at the channel, I haven't put out a video in about 3 to 4 weeks. Now, I'm still...
You are perfectly good, my man. We're so happy to have you back.
Recovering. I'm still a little banged up, but thank God I am alive. Now, I want to make it very clear. I'm grateful and appreciative for every single person that reached out. Posts of mine on Twitter got some like 20 million views. It was incredible, the amount of love and support. And like, you know, it humbles you to know that you've reached this many people and that people really like this content.
When you're a good man and you've done great things to the people around you and you've provided great, what would you say, service? I wouldn't say service, but just provided value. Yes, people care for you, brother. People care for you, as they do you guys out there. This is why you work hard to provide value to the people that you love and the people around you. They appreciate you. Trust me.
And so from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys. And there are no GoFundMes and no fundraisers. So if someone's saying they got a fundraiser for Nate the lawyer, they are lying to you.
Liars.
I've asked for nothing. You guys have given me more than enough by even just watching these videos. So thank you for that. If I really needed it, I would come to you directly and ask. It wouldn't be through some third party. So no, there are no GoFundMes. Don't fall for any of those scams. Okay, so now let's get into what you're actually here for. Now, while I was laid up in the hospital, I was seeing comments on old videos because people were watching old stuff. stuff. And they were like, hey, Nate, whatever happened to that guy in the wheelchair who was arrested by the cops? They was totally innocent. So I went and did some research on it, and there were some really interesting updates to that story. Now, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, here's a quick recap of the story. Now, I got to take you back to January 15th, 2024. College Park, Georgia. Police were called to the home of a woman named Catherine Jensen. Now, Jensen claimed that her ex-boyfriend, Charles Reed, had kicked in her door, attacked her, and then ran away on foot. I'm going to let you hear it in her own words.
536, just confirming you're advising to go 20, front door.
College Park police respond to a home in June 2024.
Oh, thank God.
All right, how you doing?
After
Because that door totally looks kicked in, doesn't it?
Catherine Jensen says her ex-boyfriend attacked her minutes before they arrived.
So, what happened?
He kicked in the door. I ran. He choked me out. Tried to get the keys from my hand of my truck.
So he grabbed you by your neck?
Handle him myself.
That man is an amazing choke artist. You know, to be able to choke her while in a wheelchair.
Too small.
You say he kicked the door in?
He did.
Now, this woman was very, very, very clear on who assaulted her, who kicked down the door, and who chased her down and
Ex-boyfriend.
choked her out. She said it was Charles Reed. She gave his birthday, the perfect description of how the man looked. Matter of fact, here is the arresting officer explaining how detailed her report was.
Because, like, I don't know if I told you earlier, she gave a description.
This is the believe all women that's going on right now. You see this. These men, some of these officers actually have some kind of brain to where they were questioning things, but then there's other officers just, yeah, no, he's a liar.
Of them spelled out his
Without
name
even
and gave
looking
us
at
his date of
anything.
birth. So I'm like, unless she's just your mistress and she's just really that pissed off at you that she would go through all these
Which is quite a few women.
links, it's no mistaken identity. It's
Right.
so
I mean, he could have forced entry.
Just so we are all
could've
on the
forced it.
exact same page.
Smack
We have
that
a woman
mofo.
who said a man assaulted her specifically, chased her down the street, grabbed her by the throat, kicked in her door, and he got away on foot. These details are important. Now, the man she identified was Charles Reed. He's 41 years old and he's a paraplegic. He's been in a wheelchair for about 25 years because of an
25
accident he had as a
years.
teenager.
Yeah, that's,
and you say you have no recollection of who she is.
I have absolutely no idea who that is. Yeah, certainly haven't forced my way into
So he doesn't. They never even were together. She just named this man.
anybody's house.
Because she was able to provide us with your exact information and a description of how you look.
I truly have no idea who that is.
For those of you who don't understand what's going on, we got police who've taken a report from a woman saying that, hey, this guy kicked down my door, chased me down the street, choked me out, and then ran away specifically on foot. And when they catch up to this guy, now they find out that he's been in a wheelchair for 19 years. Does that mean he can kick in a door? Does that mean he can chase people down on foot? It looks like there may be a problem with the complaint. Matter of fact, let's keep it real. It looks like the complaint is a straight up lie. This guy can't kick in any doors. He can't chase anybody down. The woman who made the complaint is obviously lying. We can all agree to that. But it seems like the supervising officer for this department
Just dumbass. Because they're old boomers that just, oh, believe all women.
thinks this guy is faking it.
I'm so sorry, last thing. He's saying that he can prove with paper documentation that he's been in a wheelchair for that long.
Okay, but you can still punch somebody in the wheelchair, right? I mean, that doesn't mean that he didn't do what he was accused of, right?
This is one of the dumbest men I've like dumbest cops that are caught on camera right here.
The main thing, honestly and truly, is
Just because he's in a wheelchair doesn't mean he didn't do those things that he was alleged to have done, right?
the forced entry part.
I think you're still covered under probable cause because
Like, I don't know if I told you earlier, she gave a description of him, spelled out his name, and gave us his date of birth. So I'm like, unless she's just your mistress and she's just really that pissed off at you that she would go through all these links, it's no mistaken identity. It's
right.
So
I mean, he could have forced entry if he had a tool, or I mean, who knows? I mean,
I can't even imagine being like a guy in a wheelchair trying to force entry into something. Like the leverage that you would be able to try to get to be able to knock down a door is not much.
I don't think just because you're in a wheelchair doesn't mean you
can't break a door down.
Right.
So yeah, the supervisor believes that they got enough to arrest this guy who can't walk. So that's what they do.
Yeah, so unfortunately, I'm going to have to take you today, sir.
Can I talk to
This is another into that pot of false accusations that literally have no basis. No basis whatsoever. This man doesn't even know this person, this woman, and still gets arrested, even though logical evidence that is in front of you really kind of says the opposite. They're still gonna believe her. It's just mind-boggling.
whoever that guy was?
It's really nothing he can do, and he's the one that's telling me because you still have an active warrant, and that warrant isn't going anywhere. I've even went so far as to reach out to the district attorney and see if there's something that I could do, but they're not answering. So unfortunately, I had to take you in.
Told me that I could provide documentation.
That's not a right here, right now matter. That's going to be a later on matter.
Can I talk to the
And
judge?
even still,
Can the judge?
and even so,
Can somebody like the judge
I'm trying to tell you, and even so, you're in a wheelchair that doesn't conclusively prove that you can't force entry into a home.
Now at this point, police...
I mean, I guess I can somewhat say, yeah, it doesn't conclusively prove, but it conclusively proves that he wasn't able to chase her down, put her in a chokehold, and then run and foot away.
Arrest this guy, he's putting him through the system, and then one of the officers says, hey, let's do a quick background check on the victim to make sure she's on the up and up. This is what they find.
A year before Catherine claimed Charles assaulted her, the Noonan Police Department, about 30 miles away, arrested her for theft and forgery after allegedly filing a false police report claiming someone stole from her.
So now the story gets out and all heck breaks loose. The first thing, the victim, she's trying to distance herself from this. She goes to the police department and says, hold on, there's been a horrible mistake. You arrested the wrong man. He's obviously innocent.
How is it the wrong? You literally named him and gave them a birthday and a perfect description.
Her statement.
According to this email obtained by Charles' attorney, Catherine wrote to a College Park police detective this week asking to change her statement, writing, my mental state and physical trauma in that moment worked to confuse me. Please contact me at your convenience so I can edit the information in the report and clear the name of an innocent man.
So now you have a PR nightmare for the police department.
Of course.
You're clearly innocent.
Because we've seen all the footage of the logic that they literally went over their heads.
Man, clearly, he can't kick down the door and chase down a woman. It's just impossible. And then you got the victim, or the alleged victim, essentially recanting the whole thing. He's an innocent man. I made a mistake, blah, blah, blah. So the police department had to start damage control. First thing they do is reach out to a PR firm. And here's the advice that the PR firm gave.
Records show a publicist hired by the city emailed College Park officials writing, this story should fade through the weekend. There is no logical reason for continued media pickup.
Now, their PR agency, public relations or publicists, were totally wrong. My video got 2 million views.
I also covered the video.
There are other videos on this same topic with 9, 10 million views.
And thanks to you, Nate. Thanks to you to covering this video, because I did not see very many other people cover this story.
The story went mega viral. So the news media started looking into the officers involved. They first looked at the arresting officer. What was his background? Did he have any complaints against him? This is the arresting officer's...
I don't really think it's his fault. It's the commanding officer that's kind of telling him he has to do certain things. He can't go against his commanding officer.
Name is Belletti, and here's a little history on him.
Records show Belletti previously applied to work with the Atlanta Police Department in 2022, but the city rejected his application for not telling the truth, writing, McKinley Belletti was untruthful when listing an employment date and deliberately omitted a termination. Information shared with College Park Police before he was hired according to his personnel file. College Park records show he was disciplined at least 8 times in 2 years since joining the force in July 2023, including falling asleep during an extra patrol job, going AWOL on duty, clocking in more time than he actually worked, and accidentally deploying a taser inside the department.
What?
Not one of the disciplinary actions were in response to Charles's false arrest.
So with all these issues and the fact that he just essentially arrested someone who's totally innocent, the department decided to allow him to resign in lieu of termination.
According to College Park Police, Belletti resigned in lieu of termination in August. Atlanta News First reached out to him for an interview. He declined.
So the foot soldier is kicked to the curb. But what about the supervisor you heard earlier? The one sitting in the office laughing about the quadriplegic guy, calling it a ruse and the fact that he was trying to avoid going to jail?
It's a ruse, man.
So-
it's an obvious attempt to not to go to jail.
The department backed the major 1,000%. They said the major did nothing wrong as he was advising a junior officer on how to proceed in a complex situation. Nothing about authorizing a false arrest or failure to supervise officers correctly by at least
He never even wanted to go look at the man and speak with the man.
going out to the lobby and viewing the person for themselves. So now you got one cop kicked off the force and the other cop is sitting pretty with nothing
Protected.
to worry about. But what
It might be a color issue. I'm just saying.
about the woman who filed this false report? She's going around from police department to police department filing false reports. And this was obviously a false report. They got her on camera making a false report. All the evidence is there. Do you think they charged her?
Hell no.
No, they didn't.
The woman who falsely accused Charles of assaulting her, Catherine Jensen, has never been charged. We reached out to her, but she didn't respond.
So she gets off scot-free, no charges, no nothing. Go live your life and
This is why we cover stories like this. Look at that. Imagine if a man falsely accused and then was found out. He's going to jail. There's no questioning if he's going to jail or not. But when it's women, we know almost for sure they're not going to jail.
continue to commit your crimes. And what about our guy?
I hope
in
our
the
guy is
wheelchair?
cool.
What about poor Charles? Well, the DA threw out the charges. Obviously, people.
The Fulton County District Attorney's Office sent this email to the College Park Police Department dropping Charles's charges, writing, he could not have been at the location on the date and time of the incident.
Correct.
So the man in the wheelchair decides it's time to lawyer up. DA's dropped the charges. Cops are idiots. So here's what his lawyer had to say.
Andrew Fleischman is Charles' attorney.
She describes that he's of average build,
Tall, short,
Average height.
that he has brown hair, that he's in black clothing,
so all black.
I want to say yes, sir.
but not that he's in a wheelchair. Never mentions it. And that is probably the number one thing you'd mention about somebody.
Especially as they're running away.
On foot. I've never seen a case where somebody was so clearly innocent and it would take so little work to establish it and nobody was willing to do the work.
Yep.
Because ultimately that's all we're asking for, just to be adults. Take responsibility when you make a mistake and try to fix it.
So from the legal angle, Charles seems to have some fantastic claims. False arrest seems easy, right? They said I kicked
there was a bit of an assault where the man kind of pushed him off the wheelchair.
to do and chase the woman down the street, but I'm in a wheelchair. It's obviously false arrest would be one of the claims he's going to make. Failure to investigate. Then you have liability on the city for their hiring practices and policy. And we have things like 1983 claims because Charles' civil rights were violated, meaning he was arrested without probable cause. So
Correct.
where does this leave us? Well, at the end of the day, we got a paraplegic man, innocent, cleared, waiting for an apology, and hopefully will get compensated
Hopefully you get some money.
for his pain and suffering through a civil lawsuit to the city. We have a woman who's accused a man of doing horrific things to her.
Nothing
with a
happens to
documented
her.
history of filing false reports, and this report has been proven false, but she hasn't been charged or arrested. The arresting officer is off the force because he didn't investigate it properly and had all these other issues that only came to
I felt like the arresting officer got punished just because he was the lower officer. But again, he listened to his superior on this particular case. His background of fuckery is something else. But
light after this obvious false arrest. And let's not forget about the supervisor who rubber stamped this arrest and appears to have gotten through this untouched, even though he okayed the arrest of somebody who can't walk, who can't use their legs, but was alleged to have kicked down the door and chased women down the street.
there's no accountability for the higher ups. Like, this is sad. This is when, because he's a higher up and issued the commands, he should be the one that faces the most punishment because he should know better.
That guy still gets to keep his job and direct other officers on what to do in situations. That's a little scary to me. Now, my question to you, if Charles sues the police department, which I'm assuming he's going to do or already has done, what kind of number would you be looking to give
Like 1.5 maybe?
Charles for his pain and suffering and what he went through? $1 million, $2 million, maybe 100,000? And what about the woman who made this false report? She's already been arrested for lying in a prior report. Should she face any criminal charges here, or
hell yeah?
Or is the system just quietly going to move on?
But that's what the system's gonna do.
Based on what I saw, she needs to have her butt in jail immediately.
Again, thank you, Nate. Love your content. Love you, brother. Hope you get to a speedy recovery and get back to making wonderful videos for us again. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. And I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao.